describe a new development in the area where you live. I would like to talk about our new uh, highway train system, which has recently been active for like 1 or 2 years in Cát Hà Đông, Hanoi City. Now it is not like a new thing to the residents of Hanoi as a whole, because the city, I mean the government has been building it since like a decade ago, and recently they has been active during like the end of COVID-19, and they were meant to be an alternative to like taxi and other means of transportation to travel around Hanoi. I already like you know aware of it since I was a kid, because almost everything in Vietnam took like takes so long to be complete. So I get used to it a lot. Sometimes I went to the doctor to have the annual medical check, something like that. I always see all the bridges and this contraption that they are building. So it's not a new thing, as I say to anyone, and honestly, it's not a very effective project. Because especially taxi, which is something that they are meant to be an alternatives, they are not effective because they are honestly pretty slow, and the railway are also not really like widespread, so it's not guaranteed that you can uh, go to every corner of the cities. And on top of that, uh, there are online apps for taxi like Uber or Grab that is just more accessible and way more convenient than the railway system. So I think apparently people mainly use them at the moment as a tourist attraction, because they have a different station, and of course, so people are using them as a kind of like food tour. They will stop by a random station and eating from some food. As I say, a food tour. So at the end, I say that it's quite a waste of time and money. But they also a silver lining, which is that it's now turned into a tourist attraction. So possibly a uh, merits of this project, maybe. Uh, yeah. So that is it. What transportation do you use the most? I live in a place where uh, uh, all the convenience are just few steps away from my house. So usually I use food. I use my feet. However, there are some occasions that I will go out of my residential area, and I prefer using the bicycle for that. Not just because I'm not old enough to have a scooter or a car, but also I just like to ride a bicycle. They feel very different, and it feels like you are what's how should I put it, like it's just like and feel like you are exercising and stuff like that. So yeah. What leisure act facilities can be used by people of all ages? I mean, pretty much everything, except for like extreme park because pregnant women, uh, toddlers, and older people will cannot use those kind of things like ride a roller coaster or things like that. But for the rest of the leisure facility categories, I say anyone can use them, like especially a mall, you know, or an arcade games area. So there's a lot, with the few exception being some that require having a strong heart or stable mental health, stuff like that. Oh yeah. Do you think young people in your country like to go to the cinema? Oh, definitely. Um, I honestly, with the rise of like uh, all the cinematic universe and you know uh, ongoing development uh, the of the technology to make movies, stuff like that, people are drawn more and more into cinema, and especially for leisure purpose, uh, because there are a tons of superheroes and blockbuster movies out there, and people really likes to catch up with the most trendy thing, with the most trendy things, and also just having a good laugh. And those kind of films really offers them that uh, that sole purpose. And also, some people likes to learn something from the film, right? They want to experience a true cinematic experience, something that can linger in their mind for a long time. So, some people like me, will go to the cinema to watch a good films, something that as I say, can give you something like an art film, for example. So yeah, definitely, young people in my country really like to go to the theater. Describe a food of another country you would like to try. Uh, I think that the burrito has been in my wish list for quite some time. Burrito, as far as I'm concerned, is a traditional Mexican uh, food that are somewhat similar to banh mi in Vietnam or sandwiches in uh, the United States, in the sense that they are very compact, very convenient, and easy to use. I think you can find it in pretty much any way, like in the street, from the street vendors to the more a more high end, uh, like a more high standard restaurants. It's sort of like pho in Vietnam, because they are very widespread and so many very variety variants to eat. I first be aware of this food from a show called We Bare Bears, where where they are like three bears who enjoy eating food, and one of them really they're really obsessed with the burrito, and You know, they eat a lot, and that was the first time I heard about the burrito. And from what I know, they are pretty scrumptious, you know. And that is also the reason I want to eat it, you know, because it just looks delicious, you know, and the ingredients and the texture I imagine is quite suit my taste. So yeah, that's one of the food that I would like to try. Any equipment to have food that previous people did not have? I say there is a lot, especially like electronic device such as a electronic whisker or a food processors. You know, they are, and that is also two equipments that comes to my mind when I see these questions because like back in the day, if people want to like whisk their egg or something like that, they will use a chopstick or you know a branch of trees. However, in this modern era, you can use the whisker. You know, they are uh, easily accessible and eliminate all the hassle and abundant you associate with doing that kind of stuff. You know, whisking stuff. You just press a button. Similarly, a food processor is kind of like a mean to replace a pestle and mortar. You know, sure they might not have they might not give the best texture or the like squeeze the aroma from squeezing the food. However, they are very fast and they are like more flexible in their usage. You can use them to like grind some spice or use them to make smoothies, you know. So they just offers a lot more to the table. So yeah, few people today can't cook. Is it true? Well, at least to me, it would be the opposite. I would say that there are fewer people today that can actually cook, you know, because the rise of processed food and delivery services, you know. People can count on restaurants to, you know, they can order food from the restaurant to have an instant meal without doing any preparation or cooking, which of course save time. You know, however, they at the end of the day they can't cook because of that. You know, there's just so many convenient after all, and so yeah, that's the reason I say that it is false and more likely is the more likely things is that there are fewer people who can actually make a meal at the moment, like in today's world. Is it good idea to teach children about food? Oh, definitely. Uh, Anything ranging from cooking, uh, reading ingredients, learn to combine different flavors. It's still cookable and like maybe uh, how to spot edible plants and hunting animals in the wild. You know, those kind of like survival skill that I think will be crucial for any children to learn. So yeah, definitely.